Hello, my dear friends. How are you doing? Hope you are having an amazing day and not having to deal with drama. Ready for new stories I have for you today? Let's go to the first one. And don't forget to listen to the end of the story, guys, to hear my insights. Enjoy the stories. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And of course, don't forget to leave a comment. My biological mother died when I was 9. It was a car crash, one of those phone calls that splits your life into before and after. For a while, it was just me and my dad. He didn't take it well. He checked out emotionally, buried himself in work, and left me in the care of whoever was cheapest. I became independent early. I packed my own lunches, figured out homework alone, and got used to the silence of a home that never healed. Then came her. My stepmother, Karen, yes, that's her real name, fittingly, entered our lives when I was 12. She was beautiful, polished, and everything my dad seemed to think would fix his broken pieces. She had a daughter, Bella F., 1 year younger than me, who was quiet and sweet when adults were around, but sharp and manipulative when they weren't. At first, I tried to get along with them. I really did. I gave up my bedroom without being asked so Bella could have the bigger one. I stopped inviting friends over when Karen said the noise gave her migraines. I walked on eggshells. I made myself small. But no matter what I did, I was always in the wrong. Karen would scold me for being too cold or too intense. Bella started acting nervous around me in front of adults, flinching if I passed her something, or moving away if we were on the same couch. It confused the hell out of me. Then, when I was 17, it all exploded. It was a Sunday morning. I'd just gotten home from a shift at the diner where I worked weekends. My dad was waiting in the living room, red-faced and stiff. Karen sat beside him with this sad, martyred expression, and Bella was upstairs, too upset to come down. My dad looked at me and asked me point blank if I was in love with my stepsister. I laughed. I thought it was some weird, tasteless joke. It wasn't. Karen had told him she caught me staring at Bella while she changed. False. That I wrote poems about her. She found my notebook and twisted lines I wrote about a girl in my class. And that Bella told her I had tried to touch her hair in the kitchen and told her she was beautiful. An absolute lie. I barely spoke to Bella outside of school. I was stunned, gutted. I denied everything. My father didn't believe me. Or maybe he didn't want to believe me, because it was easier to side with the family he was still trying to keep intact. He said I'd violated their trust, that I needed help, that he couldn't have that kind of energy in his home. He kicked me out that night. I had a duffel bag, $300 in savings, and a place on my friend Malik's couch for 2 months. After that, I was on my own. I finished high school while couch surfing. I took out student loans, worked security shifts, lived in a crappy apartment with 3 roommates who thought washing dishes was optional. I built my life out of survival and spite. Every promotion, every new achievement was firewood under the bonfire of, I'll show them. I went into software development. It was the one thing I could do well with just a laptop and Wi-Fi. After years of freelancing, I landed a job at a startup. Eventually, I bought my first property, a modest fixer-upper row house in a decent neighborhood. It wasn't huge, but it was mine. I painted the walls myself. I replaced the kitchen tiles. I signed those mortgage papers alone. For 9 years, I heard nothing from my father. Not a birthday call, not a text, not a curious message on social media. Just silence. And honestly, I buried him in my mind, grieved the dad I thought I had, and moved on, until 2 months ago. Out of nowhere, I got a message request on Facebook. Hey, I'd like to talk. Can we meet? It was from him. Against my better judgment, I said yes. Part of me hoped for an apology, some grand revelation that he finally saw the truth. We met at a cafe. He looked older, grayer, smaller. He talked like no time had passed, like we were old friends catching up. I listened politely, still waiting for the I'm sorry I had imagined for years. Instead, after 10 minutes of small talk, he said, "Your stepsister's in a tough spot right now. She just got laid off. She's trying to start over. And, well, you have that house." I blinked. "What about my house?" "She needs somewhere to live," he said. I was thinking, maybe you could let her have the place. She deserves stability. And frankly, I think you owe her after what you put her through. I couldn't even process it at first. I asked him to repeat it. Sure, I'd misheard. Nope, He was dead serious. Apparently, Bella had recently gone through a breakup, lost her job, and was back living with him and Karen. Things were tense, and she just needed space. Since I was doing well, it made sense to him that I do the right thing and support family. I laughed, loudly. Then I told him he was delusional, that he and his wife ruined my teenage years over a lie, abandoned me, left me to fend for myself, and now had the audacity to claim I owed the liar a house. I said, "You didn't believe me when I told the truth at 17. Don't expect me to pretend this is normal now." He got defensive, said I was being vindictive, that Bella had suffered too, that maybe she exaggerated, but you were intense back then, and things were complicated. I left, blocked his number. I haven't responded since. But now, a couple of weeks later, my father showed up at my doorstep. This time he was crying. He said his marriage was falling apart, that things at home were unbearable. He said he was begging me to let Bella move into my house, that I owe her a second chance, that this could heal the family. I told him I couldn't forgive him, that there's no apology in the world big enough to undo what he did, that he believed a lie without even giving me the dignity of defending myself, that he threw me away like garbage, and now that his golden girl isn't so golden anymore, he wants me to step in and save her. No. I told him he could lose his marriage. That wasn't my concern. Not anymore. I shut the door again, and this time he didn't knock back. But now, the calls are coming from everyone else. An aunt called me and said, "Your father apologized. That's more than most people get. You need to forgive him." A cousin messaged me on Instagram. "She was a kid. You were both kids. Don't let this define your whole life. Be the bigger person." Karen hasn't reached out. She hasn't said a single word, not even a fake apology, which tells me everything I need to know. I feel like the whole family wants me to roll out the red carpet, as if an apology is a key that unlocks the right to my peace, my home, my life. And yes, we were kids, but my father and stepmother were not. They should have known better. And no, I can't forgive my father. And now I'm being painted as heartless, bitter, cold. They say I'm punishing Bella for a mistake she made as a teenager, that forgiveness is the only way forward, that family is family, no matter what. But where was that family when I was 16 and sleeping on a floor? Where was forgiveness when I was being accused of things I didn't do? Where was love when they let me vanish from their lives without a fight? All I ever wanted was a chance to build something for myself. Now that I've done it, they want to call it ours. I don't want revenge. I don't want to see Bella suffer. I just don't want her in my space. In the home I built brick by brick with everything they told me I'd never be. So Reddit, am I an a-hole for refusing to forgive my father and not letting my stepsister move into my house? OP is not in the wrong here. He didn't just kick OP out. He destroyed his trust, his childhood, and his sense of safety. He believed a lie without question and abandoned OP when OP was vulnerable. Now that he's uncomfortable, he wants to play peacemaker? No. That's not how this works. That house isn't just a building. It's a symbol of everything OP built alone, without them. He doesn't get to come crawling back just because it's inconvenient to face the consequences of his own cowardice. And now let's hear community's opinion. Not an a-hole. Forgiveness is a personal journey, not a one-size-fits-all solution people can guilt you into. Your father and stepsister may be apologizing now, but they weren't there for you when it mattered most. You owe them nothing, not your home, your time, or your healing. It's okay to protect your peace. It's okay to not let people back into your life just because they're ready. Healing happens on your terms. Not an a-hole. I'm so sorry you went through that. The betrayal you experienced wasn't just from your stepsister. It was from a parent who chose someone else's comfort over your truth. That kind of abandonment sticks deep. They're only coming around now because they need something from you. If they truly respected you, they wouldn't ask for space in your house. They'd respect the fact that they already took up too much space in your past. Saying no doesn't make you cruel. It makes you free. Not an a-hole. Oh, now they want to apologize because consequences have finally landed on their doorstep. Funny how no one reached out when you were struggling. Funny how the only reason Bella told the truth is because her life started falling apart. And now your father wants to guilt you into letting the person who lied you out of your own home move into the one you built. This isn't forgiveness. It's exploitation with a new label. Stand your ground. You survived without them. You don't owe them access to what you've earned. I, 32 female, have been child-free my whole life. I have never wanted children. The entire process to have them disturbs me, and I've seen enough drama on television and my friends' lives to be put off raising children. I'm also single by choice, which my parents don't approve of, as me not marrying has robbed them of any more grandchildren, given that my brother is gay and also child-free. This doesn't mean I dislike children. I'm an auntie to several of my friends' kids and babysit them during emergencies. I'm an actual aunt to my sister's twin girls, tweens, who I adore to bits, but they can be a handful, as Lana and the older twin is very outgoing, and Mara is the introverted type. This is important for later. What started this entire conversation was my sister overhearing how I'm moving to London due to my job, as a few of us were picked by our company to go overseas. I have a friend who lives there already, so it'll make the transition easier. During Christmas, she asked me about London and how lucky I was to get to go to Europe, and how she wished she could go to see all those places I've been to. I've taken trips to other countries and states in the past, as besides my dog, I have no other dependents. I have taken family with me before. I told her London's rather nice from what my friend described, and maybe they could take a trip to visit me once I get settled and the world stops burning. She got really excited and thanked me, as did our parents and our brother along with his partner. What I didn't know is that my sister, we'll call her Kara, from now on expected me to pay for everything. I only meant to pay for everyone's plane tickets and a hotel. Then we get to New Year's, and my nieces ask me about London and about the stores Kara had searched up and restaurants she wanted to go to, and if I was really paying for everything. Lana sounded really excited, talking about outfits her mother had shown her, while Mara asked me if I could really pay for it all. Mara, for reasons I still don't understand, worries about my financial situation a lot. Which she shouldn't be. She's a child. But she has asked me if I'm moving because I can't afford my house here in America. I asked them about the stores and restaurants. Did Kara choose those places because she wanted to see them during the future vacation? But Lana said yes, but that Mom said I was going to pay for everything, and how she already saw some clothing she wanted. I asked if she could show me these places, and Lana showed me on her phone the places my sister wanted to go to. Many were expensive, or not even London. Some of these places were in Paris, which didn't make sense. I'm going to the UK, not France. I was confused to say the least, and left the girls with my brother to go find Kara, who was with her husband and my parents. I asked her if we could talk privately, but I think she knew what I was going to say, because she said whatever I had to say I could say in front of the family. I asked her why she was getting her girls excited for places I can't afford, and things I wasn't going to buy. A gift here or there, sure, but I wasn't going to pay for a future visit that hadn't happened yet, without us all planning things out. Besides, they wouldn't be able to visit until things calmed down around the world, and I still would need to get settled. Kara just waved her hand and told me that if I can afford to travel around without an issue, I had enough money to pay for them all, unlike her, who's a stay-at-home mother without a job. My parents chimed in and said that Kara was right, that I made and had more money than any one of them, and that it's only fair that I finally pay for a family vacation. I told them I was only going to pay for the plane tickets and the hotel, maybe contribute some money to the vacation fund, but I was not going to pay for everything they wanted while in London. My brother-in-law got a bit huffy and said that as a single woman, I didn't know the struggles of being a working parent, and that it was time for me to get off my high horse and finally contribute to the family. I've been paying for their kids' horse riding lessons, thank you. I said as much, and Kara laughed, saying that it's expected of me as her little sister, and that my money is the family's money, and how I didn't know how hard it was to raise children. I said it's my money, and yes, I don't know how hard it is to raise kids, but at least I'm not jealous of my own sibling that I'm trying to guilt her into a free vacation instead of being grateful. That went as well as expected, and now everyone, minus my brother and his partner, who are on my side, have told me I'm being cruel to my nieces and how I'm stealing the vacation of a lifetime from them. Ever since I went back home, they've been calling or texting me, and even got my nieces involved, as they now think I'm not talking to them because I'm mad at them, which I'm not. I've told them as such. But Lana doesn't believe me, while Mara feels guilty, thinking it's a money issue, and says she doesn't need to go. Extended family has now been sucked in, and half are on my side and the other half are telling me I'm being a spiteful spinster. That's what my grandmother called me, and that I'm just taking out my frustrations of not having a man or children out on my sister. The only ones 100% on my side are my friends. I honestly don't know what to do. I want my nieces to visit me in London, but now I don't want my sister, brother-in-law, and parents there anymore. Edit. The twins and I have a rather good relationship. I'm their godmother and take them in during summers so their parents can take a break for 3 months. But Lana has and always will be her mother's daughter, so while I'd love to take them both to London one day, Lana might take some convincing, while Mara will need some talking to about how she doesn't need to worry about my finances. That's adult stuff. She's a kid and should enjoy life. Honestly, I'm a little embarrassed that she cares so much. I'm the adult, and I should be the one looking out for her. How are people this entitled? Plane tickets and a hotel for 4 people is more than enough. They should be hugging and kissing you. Tell them that you take it all back and that they are unappreciative, entitled people who choose the life they currently have. Seriously, duck them. You literally care for their kids for 3 months. What the duck does their mom do? She is lazy and entitled, but most of all, jealous that you get to live a good life and travel and have freedom. I'm surprised you even offered plane tickets or hotel this early. Should have just said, I'd love for you to visit when things calm down after I'm settled. We'll make plans in the future. And then decided about how much you'd contribute to making that happen. Good luck. Okay, so I'm not sure if I'm overreaching and being a brat, or if this is genuinely not normal, but bear with me. I've been with my boyfriend for 6 years. We started dating grade 12 of high school, so we are 24. He has 3 sisters and was raised by his mother, no brothers, and dad wasn't present. All that being said, he has never really had a good relationship with his sisters, and neither have I. A couple of examples. When I first moved in with my boyfriend, his mother still lived there as well. His sister would come and visit. We will call her Stacy. So Stacy shows up, and we both just really don't like each other for some reason. She almost acts jealous of me because I'm dating her brother. My boyfriend and I leave to go for dinner, and Stacy stays at home with my boyfriend's mom. When we get back, we catch her and my boyfriend in my bedroom, on his personal desktop computer, about 2 years deep into our personal messages on Facebook. No joke, she was reading messages from when we first started talking. Immediately, I'm pissed off. Who thinks it's okay to go through someone's things like that? We argue, it passes over, and it is what it is, I guess. 2 weeks after the first incident, she comes over to visit again, and this time I catch her in my bedroom again, going through my drawers, and her reasoning was non-existent. Fast forward to January of this year. We all go for dinner for my birthday. Me, Stacy, my boyfriend, and his mom. We get our drinks, and Stacy immediately starts her BS. Since day one, my boyfriend and I have had the same goals and mindset when it comes to our future. We have saved relentlessly in order for us to bring a child into the world and not have to be raised the same way we both were, with financial pressure. We have always planned on having babies when we were 24, which is this year. So Stacy asks, now that you're 24, will you guys be having babies? Before I could even answer, my boyfriend pipes up and excitedly answers yes. We have been waiting for this for years. We wanted to be pregnant by my boyfriend's birthday. Stacy chuckles and then asks what our child's name would be. We have had this picked out since day one as well. We would name our son after my boyfriend's middle name. We would call him Romello Vaughn. If a daughter, she would be named after me, and her name would be Delilah Rose. We head home after dinner and don't see or hear from her, which is normal. Once again, she doesn't have a good relationship with my boyfriend, and he could really care less to be around her or his other 2 sisters. He does it to make his mom happy. My boyfriend's birthday comes around in June, and we are getting ready to go out and celebrate. He gets an envelope in the mail from Stacy. It's a birthday card. Now, once again, I don't know if maybe I'm just a bee, but what happens next makes me legit scratch my head. My boyfriend opens the card and we feel something fall out, thinking it was a gift card or money, But nope, she sent him her positive pregnancy piss stick with absolutely no type of actual present for my boyfriend. In my opinion, that was weird as hell and definitely overstepping some boundaries. But I am always happy for people who are expecting. So truly, I forgot about the piss stick and everything else and felt happy for her. Until this morning. My boyfriend's mom comes to visit us often because she makes treats for our pets. She has a key, and we don't mind when she lets herself in when we are expecting her, and she knows we are home waiting. My boyfriend and I are at the kitchen table, and she walks in and shows us the ultrasound of Stacy's baby. It's a boy. She's naming him Romello Vaughn. The instant feeling of anger I felt has been unmatched. Romello is my boyfriend's middle name and has nothing to do with her, and Vaughn is my papa's middle name. I'm not trying to gatekeeper a baby's name or even want to feel anger towards Stacy, but I am beyond myself as I don't know what to do. How could you guys handle this situation? Sorry for the rant. Edit. I entirely forgot to say I am 2 months pregnant. So if you have a boy, use that name. It won't matter because you honestly should never see or speak to your boyfriend's sister again. She's a horrible person, and you don't owe her a relationship. Send your boyfriend a decoy message where you say you changed your mind on the name. You're glad she's taking it. What you really want is X name. See if she's crazy enough to switch. That's extremely weird. There's an episode of Sex and the City where somebody takes this girl's baby's name, and everybody thinks it's rude. I don't think you're gatekeeping at all. I think the sister is really messed up in the head. I would try seeing if your mother-in-law or brother can speak to her about not using this name. But I wouldn't get involved with her yourself, because she probs will be nasty with you, and it's also exactly why she is doing that, to get a rise out of you. Worst comes to worst, you pick a new name, or use the same one, because F her. Don't let her mess up your life. She sucks. Okay, so to put this into context, my parents had a crappy relationship. They got pregnant with my brother at 18 years of age and had me at 20 years old. My dad was verbally, emotionally, and at times physically A. He was a drunk and addicted to narcotics. My mom wasn't perfect, but she was a great mom. She did everything for my brother Josh and me. The night before my 17th birthday, my dad and my mom got into a bad argument. He hit her and then stormed out. My mom told me not to worry. I was going to have a fantastic birthday. The next day, she left me and Josh at home to go get stuff for the party. That was the last time I saw her. She never showed up. My dad came home, became infuriated she wasn't home. He got drunk and high, and my brother and I cried ourselves to sleep. 2 weeks later, my father died of an overdose. We went to live with my parental grandparents, who broke the news to us. Not only did our dad die, but our mom was dead too. They did the best job they could raising us. We turned out okay. Josh is currently in the Marines. He's married with 2 boys. We are very close, and I'm very proud of my big brother. I went to college, then dentistry school. I've been working in my father-in-law's practice for a year, and when he retires in a few years, I'll be taking over for him. I have a wife I adore and a new baby girl. My life was perfect until my maternal aunt dropped a bombshell on me at a family dinner. She was drunk, and therefore her inhibitions were low. She blurted out something about seeing my mother a month ago. I asked her what she was talking about, and it all came out. My mother never died. It was an elaborate ruse concocted by my mother, her parents, and her sisters to get her away from my father. Supposedly, the plan was she would eventually come back and get us, but my aunt said my mom changed her mind. She thought my grandparents could do a better job raising us. Supposedly, she went back to school, got her life in order. 15 years ago, she met her husband, and they have 4 kids. The oldest is 13, and youngest is 3. I was both devastated and shocked, and to be honest, I still am. My aunt apologized. She said it was never her intentions to hurt us. I left with my wife, and the next day, I FaceTimed Josh and told him. He's furious and says he wants nothing to do with her, but it's my choice if I want to see her. He won't hold it against me. I honestly don't know what I want. My wife is very supportive, and she's been wonderful in all this. I'm not sure if I should call her. Aunt gave me her number. What I'll even say? This is all kinds of ducked up. You have every right to be mad. I understand your mom being afraid and unhappy, but she left you and your brother to protect yourself against your father alone. When your father passed away 2 weeks later, only 2 weeks, she could have come back, but she didn't. What she did is incredibly selfish. I'm glad she got herself out of a dangerous situation, but she shouldn't have left you. She should have come back. I also can't believe the rest of your family kept this secret. That just blows my mind. I would feel so betrayed. They were trying to protect your mother, but they should have protected you and your brother as well. I can't wrap my head around this fully. I am so sorry. It sounds like you and your brother are close, and you both have great spouses. I hope you can support each other and somehow move forward through all of this.